Allow me to go to the conclusion of my opening remark by sharing with you why I think that the conversation on sustainability in Singapore is important. And I think that not only because obviously we have the HQ of the majority of the APAC businesses here, but I think that it's important because we do have three elements that I think make Singapore distinctive and make Singapore relevant to the debate. Number one is the overwhelming importance of SMEs. SMEs make 99%, 90% of Singapore companies in terms of numbers and employ over 70% of people. And that's very relevant globally. And why it's important? Because without SMEs on board this trip, we can close shop tonight. Without SMEs on board, there is no meaning in carrying on any sustainability agenda, because we know that from many forums, and we will go nowhere. So that's why we are committed in the next few quarters to really go and master how our MNCs who have SMEs in their supply chain can help them in cleaning the global supply chain not to be cut out on this. The second element, I think, is because Singapore is at the crossroad between developing and developed world. And again, without developing countries on board, the conversation is redundant because we will not achieve anything. And that's why I think the role of Singapore on the regulator, if I think, for example, at MAS, on finance and how we manage to greening and transiting company, helping company to transit is the only way we can make sure that we will become sustainable. It's not by cutting financing overnight or not to apply overnight rules that can work in Paris but they can't work in Laos or somewhere else. So we have to push for the change, but we have to guide the transition as well. And lastly, allow me to say that Singapore has, in my own opinion, sustainability at core of the development of the country since independence. And the business case of sustainability, to which I was referring in the beginning, is really true in Singapore. The various governments that at work here are not perfect, and for sure on many aspects we can improve, and we keep bringing our points forward. But definitely it was embedded in the DNA of Singapore. And allow me to leave you with a quote of the business case for Singapore that managed to be successful, to attracting tourists, to make the place good for citizens and for all of us who call Singapore home. And it's a quote that is not surprising in the content, but is applying from the date in which it was conceived. And it's a quote from Singapore Chief Gardener and a former founding father, former Minister Mentor Lee Kuan Yew, who once said, "After independence, I searched for some dramatic way to distinguish ourselves from the other third world country. And they settled for a clean and green Singapore." Thank you very much.